Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. I am Dr. Shaurya Verma, consultant ophthalmology and your own eye doctor. Friends, whenever you are selecting something over the other, there are a few points that you like about this thing that you do not mind sacrificing upon other points. So this video is mainly about what ophthalmology will not offer to you and what are the things you will have to leave behind if you are going to select ophthalmology as your branch. So let's get started. Friends, as I told you in my last video, that ophthalmology is a beautiful subject, and if you want to watch why and what ophthalmology has to offer to you, you can click on the link above and watch it for yourself. Now this video is mainly about what ophthalmology will not offer to you. First, friends, ophthalmology is a procedure driven branch. So if in any case you do not like doing procedures, or you do not like working with your hands and fingers, or you do not like working on skills or sharpening your skills at every point, then or maybe probably ophthalmology is not a branch for you, because you have to be very precise, very accurate with your skills and procedures. So mainly preciseness is one thing which defines ophthalmology. So if you do not want to be that precise, or maybe if you want to work more grossly and not very minutely, then ophthalmology is not a branch for you. Secondly, friends, of the most important and the most highlighted negative aspect of ophthalmology which I would like to say is high cost of initial setup. So you have to have so many instruments to which you will require even if you have to start a basic clinic or a basic setup. So at that point it will be a challenge for you, because it will even the initial setup would require a good sum of money. But eventually, from my point of view, you'll earn that much money, because ophthalmology also has to offer lots and lots of money. So it will not be a big challenge, but of course initial days might be challenging because of the amount or the investment you have to put in initially if you want your private setup. Contrary to this, you can always go into some eye centers or private setups or corporate hospitals. There are plenty of corporate hospitals even in 2-tier cities nowadays to offer you jobs with good and decent amount of money. So it again depends upon your perspective. If you want to have your own setup private clinic, then maybe you can work in corporate hospitals or some other places for a few initial years and then go to set up your private clinic. But if you want your private clinic initially, that might be a challenge for you because of the huge sum of money which is required for it. Third point is again insider's point of view. Maybe some of you might be thinking that if you choose ophthalmology, you'll be giving upon a large part of medicine which you studied in your medical school or medical colleges, and to some extent this is true also. But ophthalmology has linked with all other subjects, because you have to have knowledge about systemic illness, many other metabolic diseases, because ophthalmology will play a very important role in treating those illnesses. But of course, maybe you would have to work with the other physicians or neurosurgeons in unison to for those illness, and maybe you will not be treating the patient completely on yourself. If being in an emergency room, treating patients or saving lives give you an adrenaline rush, then maybe ophthalmology is not a branch for you, because it is more of a branch for people who want a cool, calm life with a good sum of money or a decent sum of money. So if saving patients, doing CPRs or doing all the emergency procedures give you adrenaline rush and you want that from your life, then maybe ophthalmology is not a branch for you, because most probably in maximum cases you will be giving up on all those things, and you will be mainly and what I would say is mainly you will not be saving lives, but it would more of making a good patient or a happy patient even better. So if that gives you adrenaline rush, maybe ophthalmology is not a branch for you. Fourth point, as we all know, or you might have already heard, that ophthalmology has a very long learning curve. Yes friends, ophthalmology has a very long learning curve, but I have explained in my last video also that this long learning curve reduces the amount of quackery in our branch. It makes you more specialized. No one else can do what you can do, and no one else knows what you do inside the microscope. So when your teacher or whenever a senior is teaching you under a microscope, you might not be able to learn it or grasp it very easily, but eventually you'll learn it. You'll learn very gradually. You'll learn few steps and then make mistake in those steps, and again you'll learn few more steps, but eventually you'll learn, and eventually no one else would learn. Also guys, all the surgical branches have long learning curve, so you cannot say that only ophthalmology has a long learning curve and other surgical branches you will learn very easily. It is a skill based procedure, and skill always takes time to learn, and and whenever you learn a skill, it is always a long duration or a long learning curve, and it is the long time that you put in the skill, and then you'll even grasp it even better, and maybe one day you'll be able to do it at your spinal level, but initially it will take time. And all skill based procedures take time, so it's not just ophthalmology, it's all surgical branches. Now guys, fifth point, which I think is the most important point in all these points, that ophthalmology is a technology driven branch. So you'll always have new technologies coming up. You will have multiple technology based instruments or machines to work from. You'll always have something added in or some machine. I'll give you an example. Just 20 years back, whenever we used to do cataract, we just used to take out the lens and then give specs to the patients. But today, small cataract surgery has turned into a refractive surgery. So everyone wants to be spectacle free. So this is the technology which has developed. Now if you think from the point of view of people who did their PG 20-25 years back, so they had to learn all these procedures to be in the race. So this will happen with you too. You'll always have to learn something which is technology based. So if you love gadgets and if you love working with technology, you'll love the subject. But if you do not want to work with so many gadgets, so many instruments and the technology, then ophthalmology may not be a subject for you. Thank you guys for watching the video till the end, and please let me know in comment section if you want in detail about any other subject or any other branch that you might want to choose. Any other counseling related query, just write it in the comment section. I'll definitely revert back to you. Me, Dr. Shaurya, signing off and wishing you all the best for your counseling and future endeavors. Thank you.